Talk of the Town, everyone. I'm Robin Zimmerman, along with my two favorite sports commentators. We have the play-by-play, which is Marcus Walsh, and we have Daniel Cort. And Daniel is a color commentator.
Color, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And look at you in your beautiful blue.
Yes, we do it quite well.
Powder blue, we like to call
powder
it.
blue.
Absolutely.
All right.
Royal blue for game days, powdered blue for Talk of the Town.
Yep, that's right.
All right, let's dive right into 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Beaufort High School played Hilton Head High, and Hilton Head was doing really well, and then they lost.
They were up 17-3 at or it was 10-3 at halftime.
Midway through the third quarter.
Midway through the third quarter, and then Javarian Hamilton with a huge play, just catching the Beaufort defense off guard. I about lost my voice calling that play. It was awesome. And they were up 17-3, and then a huge storm back by Beaufort. They ended up winning 20-17, scored 17 unanswered points to win the game.
So Beaufort High School lost their first two, but then they beat Hilton Head, and then they beat Goose Creek.
Yes, they beat Goose Creek 32-25 last week.
And how was that game?
That was pretty good, and Samari Bonds looks great.
32-25 was the score there.
Right.
But I talked about this the last time we were here and on air, that Bryce Libran schedules 5A powers the first 2 weeks of the season for a reason, and that's to get these guys ready. They need to see that speed and that strength and that skill. And I just think at the end of the Hilton Head game, Hilton Head is, I tell you, that's a good football team.
Very good.
They're fast, they're balanced, they're really well coached. They're every bit as good as Beaufort.
But was that a surprise?
I just think Beaufort wore them down a little bit at the end of the game. I think they're deep. They've got a lot of guys. Both teams have a lot of guys going both ways.
Okay.
But Beaufort just wore them down because they got that big offensive line, and they lean on you. And late in the third and fourth quarters, that can wear on a team.
Is Beaufort big? The guys are bigger?
They're big.
They're
some of the
big.
biggest in the state. Yep.
Right.
They do have some guys that are kind of more medium-sized that are really athletic, but they can line up, offensive line, defensive line, and they can maul you. And that's what they play their best.
Right.
They're like a Big Ten team. You're from Michigan originally.
Right.
They're like a Big Ten team that can run it through the offensive line, find the gaping holes, and then over the top with a pass when you're not expecting it. It's the play-action offense, and it really works well.
Okay, so this Friday is the 15th, and then we have the 22nd.
Yes.
So what's going on this Friday?
This week we've got May River at Beaufort, so we'll see Beaufort back-to-back.
Yep.
At
May
home.
River, yes, I saw May River last week at Battery Creek, and they were up 28-6 at the end of the first quarter, just about. And then the lightning happened, and May River's got some guys that can do. There was a lightning delay, so I left. May River's got some guys that can do some great things, leading off with Tanner Macy, and then Gage Duncan is the wide receiver, runner extraordinaire, the really athletic kid on the offense. They've got Cameron Mitchell, who can run the football really well, and defensively they are stout. They are ready to go, and this should be great.
And the weather's supposed to be beautiful. I think we've got a cold front coming through.
The one thing that I'm noticing, though, and this could make a factor even for us, whether we're on the sideline or in the booth, is the wind. The wind is expected to be about 15 miles an hour.
We'll be getting shears from the storm
from Lee.
Hurricane Lee.
Lee will have a little bit of an impact on things.
Weather can always be a factor in determining the outcome, but I think this has become the Low Country's new exciting rivalry. I mean, Hilton Head and Bluffton is always a natural one.
Right.
Hilton Head and Beaufort.
And Bluffton Beaufort as well. Is
Yeah,
the Broad
but May
River Bowl. That's
River and
tremendous.
Beaufort, the last 3 seasons, they've played each other with great consequences on the line. And that always makes for a great rivalry. And May River, Bryce Libran says it. He said, of any team we play, they might have our number more than any of them. They've beaten them a couple times. Had them beat pretty late in the game last year. And Beaufort did just what they did with Hilton Head. They wore them down and came back and won by a close margin at the end.
Big key, the quarterbacks are healthy, talking about Samari Bonds and certainly Tanner Macy. I also want to shout out Christopher Sanders because he's going to be joining us, filling in for Larry Giacomot, doing stats.
Who is on vacation.
In game stuff, Larry's traveling to Italy and France.
Arrivederci, Larry. Arrivederci.
Best to Larry and his better half, Jackie. For sure. We miss Larry, but he'll be back soon.
And so the 22nd, there are a couple of games that we're going to be covering.
We're going to be teasing that as as it gets closer, still things to be set up, but lots of great action.
If you haven't heard
coming
this
up on
guy tease a game,
WHHI
he's the best teaser
TV.
in the whole business.
Not as good as Mike Greenberg.
Marcus, thank you. Daniel,
very much.
thank you. And we'll see you at the game.
Want to hear
What?
you sing that Florida State fight song the next
We're
time.
going to fight for FSU. We're going to scalp them. I went to Florida
Hey,
State.
hey,
All
hey.
right.
Big
Go
game with Clemson
Florida
coming
State.
up.
Yep, coming up. Clemson, Florida State. Not this week.
Gonna
but
be a big
okay.
one.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.